Hello, Seiiti Arata. You're mostly watching this video for one of two reasons. Number one, you are already a subscriber to our YouTube channel and thank you for choosing Arata Academy. Or number two, you were searching for some information about how to be proactive and then you found this video. In either case, I invite you to first watch the previous video in this series by going to arata.se/hello49 because that is where we began this discussion on what defines a proactive person. Today we will talk about how to become a proactive person. And to be proactive, you need to concentrate your efforts in the following three areas. One, keep your focus on finding solutions. When you receive a stimulus, the tendency is to react immediately, and that is what reactive people do, even without being aware of the process. Let's just imagine some simple example to illustrate this. You're driving carefully your car within the speed limit and behind you somebody hits the horn, accelerates and then later gives you the finger. So this is the stimulus. It's one event in the outside world, it's some aggressive behavior of another person. You have many options on how you will respond to this stimulus. Maybe for you the most natural and immediate choice is to become angry. And then you also hit the horn and then you curse. Or maybe you even speed up and also chase that bastard and show him who's in charge. But none of this is related to your goal, which is to arrive safely at your final destination, right? Most of the time, we are thinking about how to respond to that stimulus. Then we become more reactive. Focus on what is under your control. And using our metaphor, you can focus on your own car, on getting safely to your destination. There is a book that I always recommend that suggests paying attention to that precious moment between stimulus and response. In this brief moment, you have the ability to choose your response, and then in the online course, Focus, I will teach you the different exercises that can train your ability to stay focused and what is important, and then create a shield against distraction. At the first lesson, you will already understand the enemies of focus and what to do about them. Number two, invest in your ability to make better choices. I know there are some people thinking, Seiiti, talk is cheap. But when some turbulent event happens, when the stimulus is powerful, whether shocking news or some urgency at work or some drama at home, I do get reactive and it's impossible to control myself. So now, I invite you to do an exercise here. Think of a situation where the stimulus is so dramatic that you find it impossible to control your response to it. Okay? Close your eyes, breathe, and then think about the last time you were reactive. Now open your eyes. And with your eyes open, think, using your imagination, what would proactive behavior would look like in this same situation? What other options are there? What would James Bond do? Seriously, think of some character. It can be fictitious or real, like the Queen of England, the Pope, the Dalai Lama, Malala, Angelina Jolie, Michael Jordan, Gandhi. Think of someone you consider to be grounded, centered, conscious, responsible. How would that person behave in this situation that made you so reactive? You just performed an exercise of imagination and visualization of different possibilities. And this is a skill that elevates us from other animals. It is the ability to be aware of our choices. Number three, you are not an animal, so you can invest in your personal development. Of course, human beings are part of the animal kingdom, but when we say that you are not an animal, it means you have the ability to develop. You can raise your standards and you can make conscious choices on how you react to stimuli. You invest in your personal development based on your philosophy. You can reflect on the important values that should guide your life. You can invest in self-knowledge, clarifying what is important to you. There's a video I'll show you here on what is important. I highly recommend this video. What you do not want is to remain too long in a state of low consciousness. This clouds your vision and limits your ability to make good choices. To gain clarity, you need to understand when your choices are merely reflections of what society has taught you to want, your social conditioning. Instead of seeking the approval of people around you, spend time trying to understand what matters to you. Seek your own values, your own purpose. To be a proactive person, it is necessary to increase your level of awareness and clarity about the values that guide your journey. How can we do that? We have to have an excellent life plan, knowing the minimum standards that we set for ourselves and where we want to go. We have to understand the price of things, because nothing happens without effort and dedication. We have to pay the price. We have to give up some choices in order to focus on the options that will bring us the desired results. It's quite likely that you face a lot of distractions, people who are trying to steer you away from your chosen route, for example. There will be some well-intentioned criticism from people who will try to impose their own ideas in your head. And only you have the ability to choose what is best and to accept the consequences of your own decisions. That is taking responsibility. If you want assistance on this journey as you learn how to deal with all the enemies of focus, you can take our express course, Focus. Focus is a course specifically designed to be very fast. You can complete the whole course in just one day and then become empowered to be more proactive. You can visit arata.se/focus course.